All right, so finding a nice comfortable seat, whatever that means for you in your setting right now. If you have a blanket, sometimes it's nice to sit up onto the edge of a blanket. Ideally, when you're seated on the ground, you just want to make sure that your pelvis can turn forwards a little bit. So by sitting on the edge of something, this will help to rock the hips forward and down towards the ground. If you have a block or a cushion, that's also welcome. If sitting cross-legged is unavailable, just go ahead and extend your legs out, and you can use your hands behind you to hold your spine long. But very important in this beginning and this opening to keep the spine nice and tall. And really, this is the essence of our asana practice. So let's start with a moment of setting our intention and sort of coalescing our group energy together. So you can close down the eyes if it's comfortable with you. Take a moment to turn your energy away from the senses. Anchoring your attention in the gentle rhythm of the breath. Let it begin to come in and out through the nose. Soften the muscles of your body. We'll begin with diaphragmatic breathing, placing one hand onto the belly and the other hand onto the heart. This is the fundamental breath in yoga practice. Without breath into the diaphragm, it makes it very challenging to relax. A diaphragmatic breath begins by inhaling and pushing out the belly. So you're filling your belly into the bottom hand. And then just a gentle exhale. So we'll practice this aspect of the breath to begin. Inhaling to push out the belly, rounding and exaggerating. Really press into that muscle wall. It's a rather shallow breath to begin. We're practicing this function as we inhale of relaxing the diaphragm down. So the diaphragm, when it relaxes, pushes the internal organs out of the way and opens this channel of the lungs. When you exhale, it contracts and draws upward, releasing breath out of the lungs. If you feel anxious or nervous, any sort of worry or fear consciousness in these times or on a day-to-day basis, this breath will be your best friend. Fear, anxiety, and worry originate in the mind. And this breath pulls the awareness from the mind back into the body. Now, as you start to feel a sense of confidence in this breathing and softening the belly outward in a natural and relaxed way, you can begin to draw the breath up into the chest. So we'll inhale, pushing the belly out, and then draw the breath up into the chest, allowing it to expand out into the shoulders, and then a full exhale of the whole torso. So take a few rounds of breath just like this, inhaling deeply, and exhaling, releasing. Everything is in a relaxed and calm manner. All efforts lead back to a sense of effortlessness. So we use these opening moments in our practice to really anchor our awareness into the present moment. So make sure you can feel the sits bones, the 2 points on the bottom sides of your hips. You might rock side to side and feel those anchor points fastening you into the earth. We'll take a few breaths in our seat here, using the hands to symbolize this full yogic breath or diaphragmatic breathing. You can free your hands to look as mine do down onto the lap. When you're ready, we're going to inhale and draw the hands up to the torso like you're filling a cup. You're filling the torso with fresh breath. Keep drawing all the way up past crown of the head, and then exhale and expand the arms nice and relaxed down. Taking another breath, inhaling. Push the belly out, then expand ribs and chest. Relaxing your way into expansive breath, and then exhaling, slowly descending down. The function of this practice is first to listen to the breath and allow the movement to reflect the breath. As you inhale, your arms are an extension of the breath. Fullness finds fingers into the sky, and exhaling completely down. Now your rhythm may be a little different than what you see happening on this video stream here. And I encourage you to match your movement with your own body, with your own rate of breath. The next time that the hands find their way up over the head, take a moment just to free the wrists. Keep fingers open and spiral hands into the wrists. Circle opposite direction, freeing any tension that you might find. At any point in time, if you feel the desire to deviate from the practice and transform it into your own, take that liberty. Let's interlace fingers. We'll press palms up to the sky and press your heart forwards as you reach fingertips up to the sky. And we'll exhale, slide hands into prayer. Then press hands out, interlacing fingers, look down towards the lap, towards your belly. Inhaling, we draw hands back into the heart. Finish the inhalation, sending hands in prayer, and perhaps pressing palms up into the sky. Exhale takes you down. So just a little vinyasa or flow here of opening the body, opening the spine. Next time hands are above the head, just go ahead and set them so that they are shoulder distance apart, palms facing each other. And when you're ready, slowly bending elbows will come into mountain pose, palms reaching above the head. Feeling energy rising through the spine. Breathe long, deep, smooth, and consistent breath. If your shoulders grow tired, hands right into the heart center. Take this moment here to become aware of your spine. You might close your eyes to encourage this sense of heightened awareness in the spine. Free the belly and breathe life and vitality into any sensation arising. Now, when you're ready to free from this pose, gently slide hands down to the shoulders. We'll open the shoulders by circling and using the elbow points to guide our circling of shoulders. Good. Take a moment to look over to the left, over to the right. Try it looking up, inhaling, closing the mouth tight, and looking up with the chin, stretching front side of the throat. All right, we'll take fingers and we're going to interlace them and set them onto the back side of the neck. Go ahead and bow your head and drop shoulders, drop elbows down towards the ground. We'll inhale and open like the blooming spring flower, elbows wide, look up to the chest, look up to the sky, and then exhale and bow back and down. So taking a few rounds to expand, undulating in the spine. So really round the back as you look down towards the ground. There's no pulling on the neck. It's just a gentle extra weight of gravity. And you're flexing spine forwards and backwards. As you rise, pour the belly out towards the front side of your room. Good. The next time that you're down, go ahead and soften hands down to the ground for a moment here. Whatever version of a forward fold is available, just bow your head further down to the ground. Take a moment to center in the breath. Right, very gentle walk back and up. And let's continue with a twisting pose. Inhale, send arms reaching up to the sky. And then exhale, we'll come over to the side. Let's start on the left side of the body. Centering hand onto the knee or the thigh. Inhale and sit up tall. And then turn the chest out to the side wall. The primary function of our opening practices is to open the channel of the lungs. So as you breathe, actively push the breath out and widen the rib cage here, and you're twisting, free the belly. Let's gently transition to the other side, sending arms free up to the sky. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen through tips of the fingers, and smooth and consistent. So everything has a sense of fluidity in your practice. Your back hand is behind you to lean on like a little kickstand. More than we want to torque the body to twist further here, soften the muscles. Increase your patience in your practice. Cultivating the relationship between the breath and the body, feeling that as you expand inhalations, we'll gently release out of the pose. One last time, arms to the sky. That as you expand the inhalations, there is opportunity also to deepen exhalation. So let's just take hands down for a moment, resting in our seated posture. Set an intention for your practice, an energy or state of being that you wish to cultivate. Let's gently lift thumbs to the point between the two eyebrows, resting the seat of higher awareness in the body. Set your intention right here at the point between the two brows. And like you're sending a radio signal out into the world, draw deep inhalation in through the nose. We'll expand the hands out and just broadcast that intention. Then inhale, reach arms up to the sky. We'll draw that sense of awareness, receiving quality right into the heart. Take a moment here just to rub the heart, the receiving station of your body as you send out intentions, as you send out prayers, as you feel the group energy around you. Listen in your heart. Let's rub the opposite direction a couple times. Good. We'll wake the entire body here. Come down to the belly, circling the belly. It can be nice to take the pads of the fingers and to gently press towards the internal organs, breathing and moving here. If you need to free the legs at any time, if they're cramping, knees uncomfortable, just extend the legs out. Good. And let's come into the shoulders, just draw across the chest from one side to the other, drawing down, right down to the hip, crossing the body. There are great diagonal reflective patterns across your body. We're activating some energy. Let's rub up the inside of the arm, down the outside. Make sure you cross the shoulder line as you're rotating back and down. Good. All right, encouraging your body cells to wake up here. So by rubbing the skin, you're sending fresh supply of blood back to the extremities. Let's take hands, rub them together. All right, nice deep breath, hands above. And exhale, hands below. Again. And below. Again. Keep pumping the breath. And release. One more time. And release. All right, down to the thighs. Last of our awakening here. Just go ahead and activate the awareness. Draw up the inside, down the outside here, crossing at the hip crease. So lots of vitality. We'll start our practice on the earth today, grounded as we are. Let's go ahead and extend our legs nice and long. And you'll just take a moment here to flex the toes. You can wave them side to side. Take your fingertips off to the sides too for extra balance. And just get everything awake. Circle ankles. Good. Opening, closing toes. All right, let's go ahead and center hands behind the body, and you're going to squeeze your shoulders and lift your chest and point your toes and look up. So let's inhale here. The exhale is we round the back, flex toes towards the sky, and look towards our lap. And then inhale to lift, point the toes, lengthen, 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 squeeze the shoulders, close the jaw up towards the sky, and then exhale and look down. So a couple more rounds here, flexing throughout the entire spine. Inhale, great rush of energy flowing up the spine to the brain. Exhale, coaxing the doorways of the spine open. And just a couple more. Good. And then exhaling, coming back to your neutral spine. Let's go ahead and step our feet onto the ground here. I'll show you from the side as an example. We're going to take our hands back behind our body. Some of us like fingertips reaching to the sides. Others of us will flex fingers behind us, and we're going to rock the knees side to side. So just rolling. Find the position of the hands that feels the best to you. Rolling side to side. Now you notice as the knees go down that there's this opportunity for you to look in the opposite direction, really twist and find a sense of lift in the heart as you roll over to the side. This is sometimes an often overlooked opening in the body. You're twisting, you're extending through the spine, you're waking the hips up. Wonderful opportunities. Side body gets a stretch. So we're going to roll over to one side here and just go ahead and free the opposite hand up to the sky. Reach, reach, reach like you are grabbing onto a rope above the body. Good. And then very gentle transition to the other side. So your bottom hand is your kickstand. Inhaling, reaching. And then exhaling and rolling back over. Let's do each side again. So inhale, reach up to the sky. Some of us will extend top leg out long here. And then exhale, you just bend right over to the other side. So top leg can extend if it's comfortable on your body, reaching up and over. Good. And then exhale, let's come back through center. So we're going to come into a bull pose. Go ahead and draw your right foot to begin into the center of the body. Roll yourself over to the side so you can tuck your other foot back and behind you. This is your bull pose. For some of us, the ankle is going to point out to the side. Others of us can tuck it behind the body so you find what's comfortable. Let's take deep breath and reach arms into the sky. Exhale, seal the hands down through the heart. One more time, inhaling, drawing. Good. Exhale, hands into the heart. We're going to go in the opposite direction. Leave left hand on your heart. Inhale, send right arm up and around and behind you, turning over towards the side wall. When you're ready to, go ahead and draw that hand down towards the floor. So heart, hand down to the floor. When you're ready, you're going to inhale and lift the hips and draw that hand up the body, all the way up, reaching behind the body. Take a few circles of this arm. If your shoulder is sensitive, just point with the elbow so that there's not quite as much space here. Now you really want to explore the space behind the shoulders here. Scrunch that space together so that you press out any discomfort in the backside of the heart. When you're ready to, gentle, slow movement down to the earth. Let's inhale, free arms up to the sky. We'll come for a twisting pose over to our left side. Hand to the knee, back hand behind you as your kickstand. Good, nice deep breath, lengthening through the spine. Your spine is a channel that you want wide open so that awareness and energy can rise back to the brain. A nice deep breath here. If you'd like to look over your back shoulder away from our image here at the front of your room, feel free to look behind you. This is also a nice opportunity to stretch muscles of the neck by broadcasting the chin towards either shoulder. Good. Very gentle. Begin to spiral our way back into the front side. So to come out of the pose, just lean way off to the side so you can release that leg out and around. We're going to come and do Janu Sharasana, which is our single leg extension here. Find your toes reaching towards the sky. Go ahead and pull the muscle of the glutes out of the way here. For anyone who would like to explore deeper, set that foot onto the lap. But otherwise, if you're comfortable here, we'll take some circles. Inhaling, reaching arms up. Good. Exhale, hands into the heart. Inhale, reach forward like you're going to grab a great big bar in front of you. Exhale, draw it towards the heart. Good. Inhale, arms out and around. Exhale, hands down into the heart. Inhale, reach forwards. And then exhale, pull that energy back into the heart. So one more time. Arms all the way up. Exhale, hands into the heart. Inhale, reach forwards. Good. Exhale, pull hands back into the center. All right, stay with me here. In your pose, we're going to lift into a side plank. So set your hand behind you here. As you're ready to, use your other hand will lift and slide that knee underneath the body. Your extended leg, let toe side be pointing towards our camera. Outside edge of the foot towards the side room. Send opposite arm to the sky as you're ready. Good, nice deep breath here, breathing and expanding, radiating light from the center of your heart. Some of us may desire to look up. Just be careful on the neck. Others of us will look down. Take a moment here to drop the top hand to the crown of the head, and like you're pulling a string, lengthen the entire spine and reach the arm out wide. Good. Feel that length of spine, and then slowly we'll descend back to the ground. So you're sitting off and down back to the earth. Good. Janu Sharasana, facing front side of our mat. When you're ready, we're going to fold that knee up towards our center line here. If you can step it over your leg, take hands towards the knee and lift your chest here. So to give you a visual, you really want to lift as high as you can and roll the shoulders down and back. Nice tall spine here. Now, if you'd like to go any further in this pose, you just roll yourself off to the left and you fold that front leg behind you. So you can always stay here. Shannon will model a more advanced position in this practice. When you're ready to, we're going to twist to the side. So go ahead and take your left hand and wrap it around your leg. And then turn yourself over to the side. Most important here is that the belly button begins to turn and look over towards the side room. Nice deep breathing. Keep breathing here, nice deep breath. The affirmation for this pose: I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Repeating that inwardly to gather the essence of the pose, that is the inner posture. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. When you're ready to exit the pose, free the back hand to the front of the body once more. If you're folding your leg behind you, just lean and extend that leg back long. We'll unstep our front foot. Good, let's take a Paschimottanasana or forward folding pose. When you're ready, send arms up into the sky. For anybody, let's start with easiest version here that is sensitive in this pose. Take tips of the fingers behind you and lean yourself forwards. Feel free to bend your knees if backside of the knees are a little stiff. Now finally drop the head down. For those of us that can walk hands in front of the body, you begin to walk down and fold yourself forwards here. Taking nice deep breaths here. Repeating the affirmation for Paschimottanasana. I am safe. I am sound. All good things come to me. I am safe. I am sound. All good things come to me. Very gentle, you can roll your way up. Head is the last part of the body to rise here. And we'll go ahead and draw the opposite knee in towards the chest space here. Now, when you're ready to open that knee out into the side, and then lean yourself over here. You're setting for your bull pose on the opposite side, folding leg behind you. Once more, the foot can point out. Some of us can roll it and tuck it behind. So make yourself comfortable. Let's inhale and send arms. Big, expansive breath. Exhale, hands into the heart. Again, breathe vitality back into your being. Good. Last time, exhaling, hands coming down. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Nice, consistent, smooth movement. Now when you're ready to, just soften the right hand to the heart and wave the left hand back and behind you. We're going to inhale and lift as we press into that hand. So what I'd like to do is draw the front hand down to the ground and inhale and draw that energy like you're zipping up a winter jacket. Press the hips forward and free the top arm to the sky. Feel free to circle as you'd like here, freeing into the shoulder. For anyone with sensitive shoulders, just keep the hand on the shoulder and use the elbow to rotate around here. And you sort of want to peel behind the shoulders so that the chest is broad and open here. Good. How about wiggling of fingers here, relieving any tension leaving the body. As soon as you're ready to come down, the earth is waiting. Take several more rounds if you'd like. We'll come down onto the earth. Let's find our twisting pose by inhaling, freeing arms up to the sky. Exhale, turn yourself over towards the right. Backhand as your kickstand. Nice, deep, twisting posture. Good. Breathing. So we have the opportunity and also the responsibility to become aware of our own breath in the practice. Oftentimes the well-slicked grooves of idle thinking or daydreaming can steal us away from our practice, especially where we are in a home setting. Keep your awareness plugged into the sensations of the body and the rhythm of the breath. And when you're ready to return, you just gently come back through center, lean off to the side here so that you can free that foot out of the way, back into our Janusharasana pose. Toes facing towards the sky. Let's take a breath in, reaching up into the sky. Good, exhale, hands into the heart. Inhale, reach forward and peek into that range of motion and draw hands back into the heart like you're rowing. Draw hands down and around. Exhale, hands into the heart. So find your pace here. The inhale takes you lengthening forward, stretching backside of the knee with loving embrace, no forcing or grinning and bearing the experience here. Nice, calm, joyful movements in the body. Try one more round. Exhaling, softening down, inhaling, reaching forwards, reaching. And we're going to stay down for a moment and just fold the head towards our front foot. Take a few breaths here. Softening in the pose. Forward folding poses are wonderfully healing to the nervous system as we shut down from the onslaught of life's many changing moments. When you're ready to, slowly begin to roll your way back up. We'll fold this knee towards the sky and take our step over. So just as we did on the other side, if you'd like to roll over and fold that back or front leg towards the back, and then you just take your seat once more. I'll stay in the modeled position for anybody else who is here. Make sure your toes, if your leg is extended, are sharp and active. Start by lifting the chest. So free this region of the belly here. When you're ready, we'll wrap the right hand around the knee. And try this. Take your left hand and draw your belly out and over to the side, and then slide that left hand behind you onto the earth so that you get a sense of really twisting throughout the spine here. Again, the affirmation for this pose: I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Feel the broadness of your heart shining. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Remembering that we access the inner body through these outer postures, but that the essence of the transformation happening in your yoga practice is happening on the interior plane of the emotions, the thoughts, the sense of identity. If you'd like to gaze behind you, look behind towards your back shoulder for your final few moments. Free the region of the belly, soften shoulders. When you're ready to release, just gently coming back to center. You can lean off to the side to free that foot back to the front. We'll unstep feet here. Good, we're going to take knees close together, feet close together for a moment. When you're ready to, we'll part the knees and send hands back behind the body. So on our inhale, we're going to flex the spine and look up. On exhalation, we'll fold the knees and look towards the belly. So you're curling into a little ball, and then inhaling to open up, and exhaling. These postures are working very deeply into the low energy centers of the spine, which is the foundation of our awareness, our ability to be grounded, to feel safe and secure. Working into energy centers rising of our ability to be creative in these times and relate to others who are going through challenges. We open space in our own bodies to hold space for others. Releasing fear that we might experience joy. When you're ready, slowly coming back, we'll come into boat pose, knees nice and close together. You can wrap your hands onto your thighs and seal your elbows down nice and close to the sides. In your boat pose, lift your chest first and slowly begin to drop back and maybe lift the feet. So some of us can join into this pose. Others of us leave heels on the ground. Remember, more important to lift the chest. If you can see me in your pose, this is what not to do. Collapsing in the low spine. Sit nice and tall and get broad. Then try to lift feet. Anybody that would like to lift the arms, that wants to challenge the belly here, you're most welcome. Breathing, nice deep breath, knowing that you do not need to hold the pose beyond what you see necessary. This is the easier version of the pose. Keep hugging knees close together, inner thighs. Take a nice deep breath. And very gentle release down. Good, we're gonna fold over the body by opening knees wide and just fold yourself forwards. Take a few moments here, breathing. An excellent opportunity to close the eyes and become aware of the length of the spine. The various energy centers in the spine are like little doorways. We're opening each of our doorways so that the light can pass all the way through up to the brain. When you're ready to rise, slowly rolling your way back up. Good, we're going to take our knees together and just roll our feet off to the side. Come on to hands and knees. Let's just take a moment here to set fingers nice and broad down onto the earth. And you're going to extend your right leg behind you. Feel free to float that leg from the side, looking, extending leg nice and long. And let's just open into the abdomen a little here. As you exhale, round the back and tuck the knee towards the chest, forehead towards the knee. And then inhale and float that foot back behind. So just a single leg lifting and lowering here, inhaling and exhaling. Nice calm energy expanding from your spine. You're sort of flushing and pumping out any stale energy that might be trapped in these lower centers of the belly and the body. All right. Next time that foot is extended back and out, go ahead and set it off to the side. We're going to come into our gate pose. So lifting up onto one knee, make sure that the side of your foot is out towards the side wall here, toes pointing towards front of the room, hands are on the hips. When you're ready, begin to slowly slide your hand down the leg and free the other hand up and over into your gate pose. Nice deep breathing here. Extending this beautiful left side of your body all the way up to the sky. The affirmation for this pose: waves of joy surge in my spine. Feeling the spine and the joy that is flowing through your body. Waves of joy surge through my spine. Good. Holding the posture for a few moments here. If the upper arm grows tired, you just lay it onto the heart, but keep the side body extension, breathing. And you can feel over time these little muscles between the ribs are beginning to release and your capacity for breath will expand. When you're ready, gently dropping top arm down. Let's come right into a neutral standing gate pose. Inhale, send arms up to the sky. Good, exhale, take a bow. So push your hips back and bow the hands down to the ground. Good. Walk your hands out a little bit further and bow the head down and lean into that inner thigh, expanding as you fold your gate to the ground. If your head can go and touch the ground, gently encourage that posture. Good. Just taking a few moments, keep sitting back in the hips here. When you're ready to inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, we're going to just bend at the knee and settle that leg back under the body. Let's inhale into our cow pose. So peel up as you lift the chest. And then exhale and round and tuck into your cat pose. I personally like to come on the tips of the fingers to strengthen the hands. Look towards your belly. And then you inhale and flow through into your cow pose, finding your rhythm. Breathing and lubricating the spine. Good. Just like that, everyone breathing and transforming. You're the alchemist in your practice. Transmuting the raw ore into fine precious metals. When you're ready to come into your center, we'll go ahead and extend left leg this time, reaching behind us. And then exhale, draw the knee up into the chest and look towards your knee. So forehead can come towards the knee and then inhaling to reach. Some of us can go a little higher, just be gentle on the low spine. Exhaling, come forward. Remembering what makes this yoga practice is awareness of the breath, the body, as it's moving. This is your only job, to witness your practice. Last time, coming all the way up, we're going to set out for our gate pose. 1, 2. Good. Remember, the sole of your foot resting in the earth, toes pointing forward. Good. Hands on the hips to start. When you're ready, gently begin to slide. Just make sure you skip your knee. Go past your knee if you're going to go any further, or stay on your thigh. Good. And then you free up through this whole right side of the body, inhaling and reaching long, palm facing down as you cut through the sky like a spear. With the sword of devotion, cutting away any unlove from your being. Feeling and repeating the affirmation, either verbally or internally. Waves of joy surge upward in my spine. Waves of joy surge upward in my spine. Feel the lightness of that joy uplifting you, energizing your body. You might dare to smile and express that joy on your face. Good. A couple more breaths here, holding into the pose. If you've wandered into territory that you cannot quite sustain, back out of the pose and find your way to breathe and relax in a version that is more supportive. All right, when you're ready to come down, slowly drawing top arm down into the heart. So just like we did on the other side, we're going to step our hands down to the ground, push your hips back, and walk your hands forwards. So there should be quite a delicious opening through the left thigh. Inside of the thigh, breathe into that space. Great vitality in the body. Releasing the head down to the ground. For the sake of this video, I will keep mine lifted so you can hear me, but feel free to release the crown of your head towards the earth. If it does touch, just make sure there's no weight bearing on the head. Now, when you're ready to exit the pose, it's just a gentle bend of the knee and sliding that limb back underneath the body. We're going to inhale and peel through our cow pose as you're ready, and then exhale, either take child's pose or downward facing dog. So I'll model the downward facing dog for anybody new to this position. Go ahead and settle heels down towards the earth. In this particular pose, look behind you as you breathe. Bending one knee into the other as you need to. And noticing the reality of your hips at this point in the practice. And the freedom that might be in your legs. Just smooth and work out anything ready to release out of the body. Good. Keep holding the pose if you can. Breathing, coming down into child's pose. We'll all meet in child's pose in our own timing. So feel free to take another few moments here in your down dog, but then we'll smooth into our child's pose. If you're still in down dog, repeating the affirmation, calmness radiates from every cell of my being. Even if you're in child's pose, repeat this affirmation. Calmness radiates from every cell of my being. And watch as your inner posture transforms. That is the feeling body, the attitude body. Calmness radiates from every cell of my being. In your child's pose, become especially aware of the point between the two eyebrows resting towards the earth. Make sure that it has a point to rest onto, if it's a soft fist or two stacked, or it's the floor. Before leaving the pose, the real affirmation for child's pose: I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. Just take a moment here so that your body can readjust and begin to reprogram, to reroute the way that energy expresses and flows through the various channels of your body temple. Send all of your awareness rising through the spine to the point between the two eyebrows, and most deeply and profoundly relax every muscle in your body. Opening space between one posture and another to feel the effects. The silence in between the music defines the song. Take time for your silence. Now, very slowly and gradually, as you're ready to begin to transition, start first by becoming aware of the breath. And then very gently, you can begin to roll up the spine. Head is the last part of the body to rise. And we'll pass through our Vajrasana or hero's pose and come right into a standing pose on our knees. Good. We're going to close our practice on the knees with a camel pose. So as you're ready, some of us will tuck toes underneath. If you're experienced in this pose and you've done it many times, that means practicing for years, you might reach down towards the feet. For most of us, we will seal our hands onto the low of the spine, fingers pointing down, and very gently squeeze shoulders and elbows close together, releasing the ribs and the hips a little bit further forwards. Shoulders sort of rolling down the back body. Start by looking at the horizon point, so right in front, and then begin to step that gaze up a little bit higher without moving the chin or the head. The affirmation for this pose: with calm faith, I open to thy light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. The universal intelligence, the unconditional love that coalesces this universe together as a harmonious and functioning dream world. Connect yourself with that quality of energy. With calm faith, I open to thy light. In the camel pose, more than it's a back bend, you are lengthening through your spine. So feel yourself reaching through the crown of the head rather than folding or trying to achieve the maximum back bend. Focus on upper back squeezing close together, thoracic spine open. At any time when you're ready to come down out of the pose, you are most welcome to slowly slide down, but you might take a few more breaths. For those of us desiring to do so, you can slide once more into your down dog for an inversion, toes tucking under and looking towards your thighs. Repeating the affirmation for your down dog, calmness radiates from every cell of my body. Calmness radiates from every cell of my body. Push off of tips of the fingers, top side of the palm. Heels are heavy. Better to bend knees than to fight against the hips. Now, when you're ready to soften out of your down dog, we are going to slowly lower down onto knees. And then we'll slide feet out of the way and come down onto your back. So make it nice and smooth, your transition, mindful, nothing to skip or slide past. So I'll use Shannon for my example here. We're going to come, as you come onto your back, take your knees in towards your chest for a moment here and just relax. So you're in a little ball on your back. Just resting here, breathing. You can rock side to side if you'd like. Good. And by this point in the practice, you're really trusting your intuition and moving in the way that you know that you need to. Nice deep breathing here. We're going to set for our happy baby pose. So slide the knees open towards the shoulders and send your feet up halfway towards the sky. So really open the legs wide here. Let them open, 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 knees bending. Better to hold onto thighs or lower down on the leg and open the feet wider than to have them close. Good, nice, deep breathing here. Flush the body with fresh prana. If you'd like to rock side to side, you're most welcome to. So we are going to finish our movement aspect of our practice with the posture Viparikarni Mudra, which is a supported shoulder stand. We use Shannon as an example here of how to come up into the supported shoulder stand. So you can see that her elbows are plugged into the earth and her hands are holding her hips. She's not looking left or right here because there's too much weight on the neck to risk looking in any direction. Now, if you have challenges with high blood pressure, if there feels like there is a gathering of pressure into your face, first, assume a calm response by lowering the feet away from the face, over the hips a little bit more. So you have this lever. The more that the feet are resting towards the face, the more pressure, the more velocity of blood flow is going to start filling towards the face. The more that you lower the feet over the hips, the less pressure on the face, but more pressure on the elbows. So there's a little happy medium point here. The affirmation for this pose, closing the eyes to internalize the awareness. Awake, my sleeping powers. Awake. Awake, my sleeping powers. Awake. And we're going to remain in this pose for some time, probably another minute or so. But if your body needs to come down, the way you come down is by bending your knees towards your chest, and then very gently releasing hips out of the hands. The affirmation for this pose reminds us that we are far more than we realize, that we have great potential, of concentration, of greater capacity for loving awareness. Awake, my sleeping powers, awake. Now, if you would like to begin releasing your feet over your head as you see Shannon exploring, then you may begin to do so. Just be mindful, this is a plow pose, of not putting too much pressure on the neck. So if you feel like a balloon about to pop, this is an indication of taking the pose too far. Lasting progress is always won by slow, gradual, calm acceptance, not by forcing, not by struggle or stretching. Taking any final poses that you are desiring for your class today. It is this mind that we attune ourselves to, the intuition that guides us to choose the correct posture. Also, if you feel any gathering tension in your low spine from our practice, you bend your knees immediately, setting feet onto the ground, and wave them side to side. So waving the knees is a great way to flush out that energy. There is a protective measure in your body that contracts when it is put beyond its limitations, which might be perceived in your practice with some of these postures. So calmly soothing. Now, when you are ready to find your way into Shavasana, take your time. Take these next several minutes to really soften your way into your resting pose. This is the most important part of your practice. A blanket is a wonderful way to keep the body warm. As the body begins to calm, often it cools down. And the blanket keeps the heat supply strong and central. But furthermore, it serves as an insulating factor for you. Insulating your awareness, inwardly withdrawing yourself. Behind closed eyes, see if you can become aware of what's referred to as the prana body. It speaks the language of temperature fluctuations, hot and cold, feelings of vibration or tingling. It also tends to play with time and space, leaving you feeling a sense of timelessness, or that your body is expanding, sometimes even feeling great smallness in our being as well. Our final resting posture is to draw the awareness to the point between your two eyebrows. Gently looking upward and outward, let your forehead space be a thin veil. Feel yourself connected to all that is. muscles, bones, and body cells. All these I renounce. Anxiety, depression, restlessness, and churning thoughts. All these I give into the hands of peace. Before moving the body, just take a few moments here to become aware of the subtle body. Energy rising up the spine with each inhalation and descending on exhalation. Feeling a sense of vitality in the cells, a clarity in the mind. Become especially aware of the point of contact at the base of the skull with the earth. And feel that great vitality and energy is flowing into the body from this point. Rinsing away thoughts, feelings, patterns, that you might just be pure consciousness expressing itself ever new in the moment. Sat Chit Ananda. Ever conscious, ever existing, ever new bliss. It's from this place of deep connection and peace that the first awakenings of the breath can return into the awareness. The subtle movements of the fingers and the toes, gently waking the body, drawing deep breath in. Starting with the smallest little articulations, maybe bulging on the ribs from one side to the other, maybe beginning to draw hands along the earth up overhead, and reaching great good morning stretches into the body. Breathing deeply, eventually one foot at a time, stepping onto the earth. Let the knees wave side to side. Keeping your attention anchored in the awareness of the present moment. We'll take knees in towards the chest as you're ready. Just a little light rocking side to side, all the movements very soothing, easing this transition back into body awareness. As you see fit, rolling off to your side. Taking a moment here just to soften on your side body, relaxed, observing, witnessing the quality of consciousness that has saturated your internal experience. Now, in your own timing, you might stay here for several breaths, but we'll all begin as we feel ready to make our way back to a comfortable seat. To the best of your capacity, try to move slowly and gradually. Leave the eyes closed if you don't need them for any other purposes. Draw the palms to face up on the lap, and then gently draw them up to the top side of your thighs so they're resting on the lap. Elbows slightly pull behind the body so that there is an encouragement for the chest to open. Keep the eyes closed if you can and center your awareness at the point between your two eyebrows. You're looking to this space of the forehead, the prefrontal cortex, to activate the higher functioning of the brain. Feel your awareness gathering from the back body all the way up to this point at the front side of the forehead. Resting. Feeling the anchor points of your sits bones resting on the ground. The length of your spine now free and open, expansive. Softening in the throat, expanding through backside of the neck. Let's draw the hands together in front of the heart space and we'll rub here to generate some energy between the palms. Make sure you get some heat going here, some activation of these subtle energy centers in the hands. Let's take a deep breath, reach arms up. And then exhale, hands can come right down into the center of the heart. So we'll end our practice together today with healing prayers, calling into mind any people around this planet that could benefit from the healing quality of energy that you have cultivated in your practice today. You may even see the whole world bathing in a beautiful and brilliant light. In this healing prayer, we use the form of the Divine Mother so that we can feel the sense of the unconditional love that exists in this universe, despite suffering. And we attune ourselves to that unconditional love so that our bodies may become a channel for that to flow through and to uplift all the souls who are challenged at this time. So we'll have some sounding of Om together, 3 rounds of Om. Let's inhale through the nose first. Release the breath through the mouth. Again, deep breath in. And release. A little bit slower this final time. Draw the breath in. Gentle release. Let's extend the palms outward in symbolic offering into the room. When you're ready to inhale, we'll send waves of Om out into the world. Deep breath to begin. hands together in prayer pose in front of the heart. We'll gently lift our hands to the point between the two eyebrows and bow our head, uniting the forces of our heart with our mind. We bow to that place within us, softening hands back to the heart, head still bowed, that is wise, loving, compassionate. We bow to that place in each other, in all beings, no matter how they appear to us outwardly, by saying namaste. Namaste to you all. Take your time, fluttering eyes back open. To the best of your capacity, hold on to this beautiful energy throughout your day and let it inform your actions. Let it inform the way that you share yourself as you move through your day. So again, thank you all so much for being here. We have these wonderful technologies to gather in the virtual world. What a blessing it is to have these technologies. Just a minor announcement is that in the chat, I have included a link to my Patreon page. It's completely optional if you feel inspired to donate. All the funding that gets donated for these videos will go back into the efforts to share them more widely with the public. So there are several different tiers that you can take a look at if you'd like. And so I have a full schedule. If you're not on the email list, please type your email in the chat. If you heard about this on Facebook or another social media platform, just leave your email and I will send a weekly update on class offerings. We have meditation, I think 2 or 3 times a week now. There's asana practice. These are the postures. And I can also tune you in with some healing prayer circles if you feel inspired to send some good energy to all the people that are going through this time period right now. So we may have a lot more time in our homes, and you're most welcome to be in my home through this video. So join us as you will. If you'd like to chime in and say anything, feel free. You can unmute yourself. And again, just thank you all so much for being here this morning.
David?
Yes.
The last email I got was on Tuesday. I haven't gotten any emails since.
Yeah, so I'm trying to slow down on emails because if you send too many emails, people sort of unsubscribe from you thinking you're soliciting. So I'm just going to send one per week. The next one will be coming, I would say, probably sometime over the weekend, maybe beginning of the week. Okay. So classes are the same as they are for now. So if you did get that initial email, that schedule is still the same, which is a Tuesday through Sunday schedule.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you too. So also this has been